Prepare for a fusion of knowledge and exhilaration where education and excitement collide.
Taking you on an adventure that expands your mind and speaks to your spirit.
I'm Master Nick.
I'm Lady Dee.
We are the Dom Life.
This podcast contains sexually explicit topics and adult content.
It is intended for listeners 18 and older.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are ours alone, based on our personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
We understand that others may have different opinions and experiences, and we respect that. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at www.thedomlife.com. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are back down here in Studio 2, fixing to have an amazing interview. I have been dying to do this interview now for probably a year.
Yep, pretty close to a year.
If not every bit of a year. So we've got a lot to talk about. I've got a lot of stuff I want to talk about right now, but according to the bullet points, I've got to wait a little later. But first, I want to introduce our special guest, Sir Dancealot.
Hello.
And your stage name is Sir Dancealot, and you say your friends call you Dan. So I think we've made it to friend level. So from here on out, I'll call you Dan. But we are excited to have you here in our studio. We're going to interview you. I can't wait to get into it.
I'm so excited because this has been a long time coming. I think we got friended together pretty quickly after, and then it just, life takes over. So I am thrilled and excited that we finally have you here.
So just kind of a little teaser for you just starting off listening here. Sir Dancealot came up almost a year ago in one of our podcast episodes when we talked about the performances at Kinktasia. And we're not going to talk about the performances right now.
No, we are not.
It
because
is coming.
we have a surprise.
We have a surprise.
Later.
Even on top of that, another surprise for when we talk about that. But that was the first time we had seen you, Dan, and your performances were amazing.
It was so awesome.
Yes.
But we can't talk about that,
Can't
so
talk about
move
that.
on. Then
So-
we met.
Yes. So we got invited by one of our friends to go to Planet of the Tapes for a comedy show that she was putting on.
Shout out to Angie.
Yep. There you go, Angie. You done an awesome job at your comedy show.
It was great.
So then we're sitting at a table. There's like 8, 10 of us. Our friends are all there. And we see you come in and we recognize you. And we're like, that's the dude that danced at Kinktasia. And then what was funny was it was so weird because every time one of us would say something, you would turn and look at us. And I'm going, the fuck's he looking at? And at the end of the comedy show, you actually came over and said, do you all do a podcast? And that's when we got to talking. And you had found our episode and you had clipped out the part where we talked about your performance and you had put it on your Facebook. And you sat down with us at our table and we could have talked for a lot more hours than what we did. But the positive energy, the positive outlook on life, the things that you've been through, the things that you're doing, the training that you take, we knew right then we got to get you on here.
And here you are.
And here you are.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I've been so excited to come and do this podcast with you.
Right. It is going to be good. So we're going to learn a little bit about you. That way our listeners know. And then a little later, we will talk about the surprise we have and the performance that you all done. So
the first thing is we had to do a dive into your style of dance. And
Yes.
there's 2 different things that come up when you start searching, and it's burlesque and cabaret, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your style of dance? Is it a combination or one or the other? Explain what the definitions are, like kind of define it for us.
I specifically study burlesque. Burlesque is developed in the late 1800s as a satire. It's comedy based, it's dance, but it was making a statement often about the politics or the society at the time, making fun of the rich. And so the funny in that is how long it would take for you to take a glove off. That's
Okay.
ridiculous. But also the fact that you're showing your hands, that's ridiculous. Like, you don't take off your glove in public.
Okay.
All right.
So you're being naughty.
Ah.
And it just developed from there.
Okay.
Where a cabaret, I believe it originated in France, and it has a little bit more variety. It definitely has political statements, but it might not be sexual. It could be, or sensual even. It could just be music or singing.
Right.
And burlesque always has music and laughter or humor, and someone's taking off some clothes.
Well, that's the best part of it.
I
I'm
like-
just saying.
I like burlesque better.
Mhm.
So that is, I'm glad you were able to define that for us. I had done some searches, but it didn't come out as good as what you just explained to us.
Right. No, that was, yeah.
So you said trained
Yes.
in burlesque. What does that mean?
I studied burlesque at Freestyle Fitness, which is a dance studio. And I take burlesque classes from Vivian La Resistance once a week.
Okay, and
Once
you
a
said
week?
a year.
And I've done that for a year, every week.
So
Wow.
can you explain to me, because your performance was before a year?
I've been studying this style of entertainment. It's very unique. The first show that I went to was a Vixen show almost 3 years ago, when I saw certain performers that were so inspirational to me. And I had never seen anything like that before. And I thought, oh, I would love to do something like that. I don't know where you would go to do it. I don't know,
Right.
have any clue, but to have that kind of stage presence and have hundreds of people screaming for you. Oh, sign
Yes.
me up.
Yes.
It's not easy. I took private lessons for about 3 months to do my first show.
Got
And
it.
that was a couple of years ago. And then I took a little bit of a break from it. I was not at a place in my personal life where I could follow my passions like that.
Right.
It worked out a couple of years ago then that I could. So where do you practice taking off your clothes in public?
Right.
Well, I there's a lot of private places, I'm sure, but not as many public.
So I decided I have a background in theater and performing. It's a lot of fun to be able to do for me to do that. So in stand-up comedy, I enjoyed it, but I said, why not do burlesque also? What would be anything wrong with it?
Right.
So I missed something. Let's
Mhm.
back up. You
Mhm.
said comedy. So did you do stand-up comedy?
Yes, I've done stand-up comedy since, for a long time. I lived in Denver and did stand-up comedy for, a long time. And got away from it, especially during COVID.
So you created your own stuff?
Yeah.
You created your own skits and your own.
hmm
That's awesome.
I didn't know
Something
that.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
we didn't know
Yeah,
that.
it was a lot of fun. That's where Sir Dancealot first came out to
Okay.
play, and I put together a dance routine, some fun music, kept all my clothes on. I think I might have taken my coat off, and
I think.
I did it at an open mic
Okay.
for comedy, and I just hand them an audio track, and I said, "Here's 5 minutes. It'll shut off automatically." And I just pushed play, and it had some dead time. I did some jokes, and then I just asked them. I was like, "You want to see some dancing?" And it was so much fun, challenging but fun. People, it was just something that people hadn't seen. I got to dress up a little bit wild and just do something different. And so then that really got me on the pursuit of the idea of burlesque, where you could do humor and music and take off your clothes. And it's a challenge to do a 5-minute comedy set and never say a word and still get laughs.
Right.
And in fact, I
Right.
think I'm actually funnier when I don't talk.
Okay. You do.
People laugh a lot more when I took off my clothes. And I was like, so I put a lot of different costumes together, different mixes. And I just kept doing open mics late at night and just when I could, through supportive friends that had rooms, and then I ended up getting booked for a couple of private shows.
Okay.
And
For burlesque or for your dancing, the
Yep.
burlesque?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it just got more and more exciting.
Wow.
But then how do you get to the big stage? How do you get better? So
Right.
that was where I had to look out for lessons. And through Facebook and through Vixens, there were instructors that taught that also perform. And so,
Not just taught, they actually perform,
Yeah.
which makes a difference to what they would be able to show you. And right. So did you always want to perform?
I love performing, but not burlesque.
Growing up,
Yes.
what was your passion? What was your dream when you was a kid? I mean, there's firefighters, there's astronauts, there's all the. What was your dream when you was a kid?
I have no idea what I wanted to be when I grow up.
Right, and that's fine. It was just, when did you realize you wanted to be a performer? You started out as comedy, right?
So I started out. So originally, I grew up in church, and my parents were put me into all the plays and all the choirs and speaking in front of church, and so I did all that early.
Okay.
It's fun, but not the same. It's
Right.
enjoyable.
Yeah, I don't think the church would like you start stripping in one of their performances, but maybe it depends on what church you go to.
I was a springboard diver in high school and college, and then in professional, did that for a little while. So that's fun, just having to be able to show off and have people cheer and be able to do things. But you can't just get up and do it. You have to practice, and it takes a lot of energy to be able to do something that crispy.
Right.
And then I got into stand-up comedy. Really liked that. Got to tour in the West through Las Vegas and LA, and it was a lot of fun. Had friends that went on, but I was not at a point in my life where I could do that full time. So after doing comedy, I basically took a little bit of a break from performing.
Okay.
And then once I got a chance to get back into this style of open mic comedy burlesque, I haven't stopped.
Okay.
I think last year I was on stage 17 times.
Okay.
Total amount. And it just gave me a lot of practice so that when those big shows came up, the opportunity to do Kinktasia and to do a showcase, they're huge events. And that is, if I don't know that I didn't know that it was possible, I guess, as a kid. That was what I would have grown up to want to do.
Right. But you always were active in some kind of performance.
Yep.
Because I did the same. I did a bunch of different performance things through private schools that were related to churches. So the private schools I went to, we did stuff at old people's homes. Can I say it that way? That's what we always called it when we were little. Okay, so retirement homes.
I'm good with old people.
Okay, good. I'm not trying to be, I could probably say myself at this point, I could go to an old people home and probably be really happy.
I do got to say, I've been to a few old people homes, and there's some kinky fuckers in there too. So they would fit right up our alley. So I think old people's home would be all right.
So that's perfect. So, and so I always did different kinds of performances as well. Like that was just a part of my world.
I never did. I mean, I always participated in the school Christmas program.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I got it. Does your mom's got to have something?
Oh, this was back before any of all that shit. So you might be able to find a rock etched with my name or something in it. But yeah, I used to do the Christmas programs in elementary school. And once I got to high school, I was more of an athlete. I wanted to play baseball, but I do agree with you. Being somewheres and having hundreds of people scream for you, yell for you, laugh at you, it is a great feeling. It is an ego booster. And I have got to experience some of that. Not dancing. You don't want to see me dance because, well, I'm not that best of a dancer.
He is doing very well now. So we have figured out that the thumbs don't go up when we dance.
I mean, I get jiggy with it. And I'm thinking something's got to be.
We've had conversations, although,
But
so he does very good now. And we enjoy, we were at the club and he did a birthday dance for somebody who didn't have somebody doing a birthday dance. So That was good. You got down on your knees, and I went, I wonder if he'll be able to get up.
It was a struggle getting back up, but luckily she was there and was able to assist me. So.
All right, so that's us. That's us. So it seems like it was a not natural, but a good transition to go from comedy to burlesque, because it's got a form of being very bawdy and very dramatic and comedy involved in it. I mean, when we saw your performance, that's how it came off, that you could tell there was a lot of work. We're not allowed to talk about it.
We're not talking about it. We'll get there. Stay tuned.
Yes. So, but in doing research for the podcast, because I typically do that when I have guests on, I saw some performances, and your improvement it's noticeable.
Yes.
Thank you.
So those lessons that you're currently doing, are you still doing them?
I was just there last night.
See?
Yeah.
And what did you work on yesterday?
So Vivian, my instructor, is national level burlesque performer. Been instructing for a year, lifetime of dancing, incredible crispy dancer. To be able to have that style of movements, and it takes so much to go back to the basics, being able to understand our body, being okay with our body, being okay with other people looking at our body,
Right.
and then learning to move our body again.
Right.
And so every week we work on basic movements, shimmies or shakes or grinds, basic movements. And then it's putting in a flourish with it and learning how to kick our legs a little bit in between a slow walk, and learning to command the stage and have that stage presence and be okay with everyone looking at you, and you don't have to move.
Right. Right.
So there's times where
There you go. Just like that. The dramatic pause.
I
Just
have to move.
because.
What?
And that's the power of what is taught, because if you get up on stage, those people don't have to yell. They don't have to scream.
Right.
If it's bad, they don't. I mean,
Right.
they might cheer you and be like, good job. You
When it's
tried
done,
hard.
they're like, oh, thank
Yeah.
God it's over with. Yay. But
And
no, right.
that's where learning how to do the thing. The very first time I showed my comedy burlesque routine to Vivian, she said, "Oh, I don't know what that is. That's not classic burlesque. That's neo. That's something. But let's work
Right.
on your basic movements."
Right.
Okay.
And that's where the growth. I put aside what I knew and wanted to learn something new.
Right.
Right.
And so week after week, going to those classes, learning how all over and over and over from, it started in the end of June. And then we had a showcase that ran through that. So there was a few weeks where we were able to do 2 and 3 hours a week in prep for those showcases. And then when it actually gets closer to the time, we're prepping 6 and 7 hours a week.
Okay.
For a 4 or 5 minute
Hey,
show.
don't say wow, because
Wow.
this podcast takes that much time too, sir.
Yeah, but I get to sit on my ass in front of a computer for most
I
of
know
it.
we're not dancing.
I'm not
and
up moving around and hurting and pulling muscles and doing.
So, when you do your dances, when you do your showcases, and that, who creates the performance, like the choreograph and that?
I had one that I did for a showcase, and then I entered it into a competition for regional burly picks, and actually got to perform at that for regionals. And my instructor won her category and is going on to nationals. For me, it was an incredible opportunity to use that same routine and then see how it's transformed over a year. I put the music together approximately a year and a half before that, made adjustments. And then the entire choreograph was built by myself, and then my instructor gave tips and hints, and then had a lot of influence on my style of choreograph.
Right.
Other people also.
Obviously, you pull in from people, but you actually choreographed it.
Mhm.
You put together each piece of the performance
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes.
You're giving credit to everyone. I just want to clarify that you took their teachings and lessons and stuff that you watched other people do,
Yep.
but you put it together to your performance.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Because I know sometimes that's hard, and I
Right.
just wanted to be clear. And then there's costumes involved in that, and I heard you earlier say something about costuming. So do you create the costumes as well? What you're going to be wearing during a performance?
Part of what is taught, burlesque is amazing that everything that you have gets customed. You're going to put rhinestones on it. It's going to sparkle. It's going to have some fringe. So everything that we have is our goal is to have a full original costume that could not just be bought. It's created.
Right.
Okay.
And then on occasions, I had a cape that I made for one of my shows, and with the sewing machine, and made it because I wanted to have something that was unique.
Is that the
Right.
cape that you were wearing when we met?
No, that one's I don't know. That one's a fancy, super fancy cape.
So
I'd
the
like
one
to
you
make that
made
one.
was a little less fancy.
Different fancy.
Different
Okay.
fancy.
Yeah. The one that I was wearing when I met you all was my red cape, and it's very
Yes.
fun. It makes me feel wonderful.
Right.
Being able to wear a cape is such a unique thing. It's there. No one says you can't, but who does?
Right.
Like, why?
Right.
The origin story of that is my coach at Freestyle Fitness, TJ Phoenix, who also performs with the Vixens, incredible performer and coach. Um, I took one of the first classes with them, and they said, look at your body posture. And I looked at it. We turned to the side. I look at it. They said, are you sad? Are you down? You okay? You should stand like you need more pretentious superhero in your life.
Right.
Put your shoulders back. Stand proud. Look like you'd be wearing a cape.
Right.
Okay. The best way to get that was to get a cape and wear it out once. And the ridicule I figured would come. People would make fun of me. Like, I don't know, it's not Halloween. It's the middle of summer. I'm going out dancing.
Right.
Right.
And I hadn't gotten 10 feet and someone wanted to buy it off of me. And I was like, get your own. It's on Amazon. At that time, I didn't know anything. And I love wearing capes. I have so many capes.
Right. I'm actually surprised you're not in a cape today. I was anticipating that because when we met you out, we talked about your cape, and you was like, I wear this cape everywhere. I wear this. I'm proud of this cape. This cape is proud of me, you know, and he was going on about it. So you got out of your truck day, and I'm going, the fuck's the cape?
Feel a little ripped off.
Just a little.
But yeah, I do agree. I mean, it's especially this day and time. You know, people will look at somebody and find something to talk bad about them, and I can see that. I can see the mentality. I'm going to wear a cape. Now it's like you're giving people something for you to talk about, but for you to get the positive reactions and the positive feedback. Yeah, that's huge. That's a really great feeling.
And I agree. We spend a lot of our lives letting things around us impact us and bring like the curved shoulders and the crouched versus sitting up straight and having your shoulders back. It makes a big difference. And I think that you're absolutely right. You put a cape on, you're not hovering.
Right. You hear the Superman theme in the background playing everywhere you go.
Yeah, I like that. I'm glad you told that to us.
I might want to get me a cape now because I'm the one with the bad posture.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's due to scoliosis. I've got a crooked spine, and I've very close to having to wear a brace, but my posture is horrible. So I don't know if putting a cape on will perk me
You're
up
my
or not.
Superman. I made you get the tattoo
Yeah, I got
and
the
everything.
tattoo on it. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
To me, it was really important to learn how to be the person inside the cape.
Right.
To be able to be proud of who I am, whatever I look like, however it is. I want to be the most beautiful thing that I can be.
Right.
Right.
And within that, we learn our body posture. We learn how to stand. Burlesque has taught that. How we just stand with our feet. Are we attractive as a human? We can learn to be attractive or more attractive.
Right.
And then it just makes life a little bit easier because you're not just causing ugliness.
Right.
Right.
See,
Well,
I love it. Positive energy, that positive outlook. I love it.
And the way that you put it into words.
Yes.
It's not just the positive outlook. It's that you're thinking of that behind the scenes and then you put it into words and you put it out in the world. And that is part of the reason we wanted you on this,
Oh yeah.
the podcast. So we also, during all of the research, found that you had gotten into a pretty serious accident.
Yeah. I just
And-
found this out yesterday.
And I didn't want to, bring it up unless I had your approval. And you said you are willing to speak about it. So I didn't dive deep into it, but what I saw was pretty horrific. And the fact that you're sitting here with us is pretty amazing. So can you tell us what had happened?
Yeah. Almost 10 years ago, I was in a head-on car collision, near fatal. It broke me from head to toe. It was beyond life-altering. Yeah.
I saw something like 30 bones broken.
Yeah. Both my legs, my feet were broken, bones popping out, broken, like my pelvis was broken, my back was broken, collarbones, hand, my skull was broken, my whole face was imploded, my jaw was unhinged and detached. I was
Ooh.
left with a set of eyes and a breathing hole, and unrecognizable when I came into the hospital by the first people that saw me. I'm just unrecognizable.
Right.
Spent the next 3 weeks in a coma. And basically was given, when I woke up, I didn't have the ability to talk or walk or take care of myself or move.
10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And it was incredibly difficult to go through. I had surgeries until they couldn't do any more surgeries because I just wouldn't make it through. And so then you just have to wait with whatever's broken until you're healthy.
So that was when you're brought into the ER and they started the surgeries, they could only do what they could at that time to get you as much put together. And then there were subsequent surgeries, I assume.
Mm-hmm. I had 2 or 3 a day for as often as I could. I think at maybe number 14, they had to stop.
Holy cow.
I needed to have open heart surgery and have my valve replaced. And I wouldn't make it through. So basically I chose to go home and take care of myself. They didn't have rehab facilities that would take care of me or take me because my case was just that way. So I took care of myself. I just went home and took care of myself. There's no one going to do it for you. You got to wash yourself. And if it hurts, well, get used to the pain.
Right.
In the hospital, they wouldn't allow me to do a lot of things because they said the pain was off the charts. I didn't feel any of the pain because they were giving me so much pain medicine.
God, I hate pain medicine.
So did I. So I asked them, I said, take me off of it.
Right.
They had the entire staff of U of L come to me and say,
talk
please
to you.
don't
This
do
is about
that.
pain management. You can't do
Yes.
this. You have to take medicine, and you're going, but if I do, how am I going to become better, fixed?
So I told them, no, thank you. And I took only antibiotics and probiotics and the required medicines, blood thinners.
How long were you on that medicine before you told them enough?
As soon as I had my head clear.
But how long was it? A couple weeks, do you think? Because you were still doing surgeries, right?
3 days, 4 days after I woke up, 2 days after having my leg put back together. And then I didn't have painkillers again until almost 5 months later when I had heart surgery. I took 1 round of painkillers for that. And that's off the charts.
Right.
And what we have to do is learn sometimes to get used to the pain.
Yeah, live in
and
the
learn
pain.
through it, because the pain says, hey, you need to take care of this part of you. In life, we don't want that. I don't want to have pain. But instead of masking that pain, we have to take care of the core problem of it. It left me in a place where I wasn't able to walk or work or do anything. Had to rely on friends, heavily on my friends and family.
Right.
And teach myself to get back to work, because I couldn't just be I don't want to be disabled all my life. I said, let's just work at it. So I learned to walk on broken bones.
Did they get mad?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I got fussed at by every doctor. I tried to walk out of the OR after you get dressed and you just walk out. They didn't like that because I had just had foot surgery. But it felt so good to walk again. So these are the things that we got to do, I think, in life, is to look to not where we are, but where we could be, and then work today on those things. I've gotten better physically because I've put the energy in. I
Yeah.
didn't have rehab, but it doesn't mean we don't have to do the rehab.
Right.
So that's where the classes have really done my benefit. Like you talk with your back,
Right.
going to, I have one of my instructors, Ricky, for a flex and flow class. And to me, to be able to learn to move my body again, I didn't know it was so locked up.
His is.
And I just thought it was irreversible.
I 100%. I give him
I'm
massages
stiff.
on a regular
I'm
basis.
stiff as a board.
And the problem is even when we do our work, our workouts are always the working the muscle and never stretching the muscles. So he is not making it better by that. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yep.
But that is, so 10 years ago,
Uh-huh.
30 plus broken bones. Probably when you entered the emergency room, had very little chance of survival. And I know this, the 20 some years of EMT firefighter background that I have, I've seen some horrific accidents. I've seen the head on collisions. I've witnessed all that. And you talking the injuries you had. Yeah. You're lucky to even made it off the scene, to make it out of the car. And to think that in 10 years, you have rehabilitated, you have healed, and now you're doing, I seen a video, you were holding yourself up with your hands on a chair and your legs straight up in the air.
Yes.
And to be doing that with that type of injuries, I mean, the mindset that you had to have of this is not going to put me down. This is not going to keep me from doing what I want to do. Unreal. It is absolutely unreal.
Thank you. I've had a lot of encouragement from a lot of great people, and there's a great source of energy that we have to tap into.
Right. Man,
So
that is wild.
at what point when you first started, how long ago did you start burlesque as part of your comedy routine?
That would be just about 2 years ago.
So prior to that, prior to all the fitness stuff that you have recently been doing, were you at the point before that healed? Was your body functioning right? Where were you at then?
It's gotten better. Basically, about the last 6 years, I haven't had to taken any doctor's visits or done anything. It's just been healing portion. Before that, though, like I still have broken bones in my feet. I never got them fixed, and you just learn to deal with it.
Right.
And then the injury to go back and have it fixed sometimes is more than I wanted to deal with.
Yes, because they would have to physically re-break it, reset it, and then you take a chance of it not healing correctly.
So I've just taken the body that I have and just tried to work through all of those things.
Right.
I was so locked up and couldn't move. That was one of the hardest things of it. I didn't have stamina. I didn't have body strength. Definitely no flexibility. I couldn't do basic squats.
Right.
Just very challenging. So the classes have been life altering.
Right.
And I try to share that on Facebook or to friends what a difference it makes. It's not just like, I'm going to some dance classes. It has made a physical difference in my life.
Right.
How I act, how I walk, how I interact with people, the way I can sleep at night because my body doesn't hurt.
So people can do those classes without actually doing performances in front of others. They can do it for the fitness and for their bodies versus I want to perform and strip naked in front of, not necessarily naked, but strip in front of people.
Yes.
Okay.
And those classes, I go to Freestyle Fitness. I have a membership there. We take classes that run Monday through Saturdays. There's private instruction. There's a gym. I take advantage of as many classes as I can. This year, I've been going to 6 hours of classes a week. It's a wonderful time to just get away. I have made some of the best friends there. Just wonderful people. And
Right.
so to be able to have that kind of environment, anyone can drop in and just take a class. There's burlesque classes, pole classes. I love my.
I want to do pole classes.
Yes.
I got to build up a lot more strength
I
before
second
I
that.
can do
That's
that.
that's what it takes. Is one day, and you start at the beginning. You don't do the flying squirrel at the beginning. You learn your walks and you learn
Right.
how to do it. There's twerk class. I love going to twerk class. I've learned to move my body in ways I didn't know that I could move.
Right.
We're going to talk offline about this because I am interested.
Mhm.
I mean, in my free time, I'm interested though.
You can do that while I do my DJ gig.
See, listen. Okay, so we have covered a lot of territory, but this podcast is fundamentally about BDSM and kink. So that's our, broader category of kink, and we bring that in.
Yes.
So do you consider yourself kinky?
Yeah, like a French vanilla kinky.
Ooh, wee. French vanilla.
Not quite. So you're on the vanilla side of kinky. Is that what you're saying? You've added a little bit of
Add a little bit of spice.
spice. In
Yes, it's a lot of fun. I thought I was kinky until I got around the kink community, and I'm not.
Maybe not that far.
I'm not on the scale. Yeah.
I love that. That's going to be a clip right there because I love that. Okay,
But you said exhibitionism.
exhibitionism.
Well, I'm just gonna take that completely fucking out.
He
You say
leaves my
that.
mistakes in.
Yeah. You say that word.
All right. So you had mentioned that part of performance and what you do is exhibitionism, right? So is that part of it?
Yes, definitely. Exhibitionism and voyeurism go right hand in hand. Having the consent to do something that is so wild and non-native to us is just, it's an incredible feeling. It's empowering. There's a lot of control. The sexual gratification of delay and to tease, it's always sensual, but to make it so sexy and sensual, and the desire that your whole goal is to create desire,
Right.
like in somebody, and they get done, and it's wow, and then that show's over.
That's what we do too. So we don't talk about it a lot, but we do a lot of demonstrations or have in the last year and a half.
Pertaining to BDSM.
Yeah, and it's the same kind of feeling. It's a
rush.
It is.
It's an adrenaline rush.
And it feels good, and it is sexual. Yes. We're turning people on while we're doing performances and demos.
Yep. But you are involved with the kink community. Right?
I am with L&K.
You do L&K. So what do you enjoy most about attending the L&K events? Whether it be, I guess you do the cocktails and conversations and stuff like that through the week. Obviously, you was at Kinktasia. We're still going to talk about that here in a minute. What do you enjoy most out of being with the people at L&K?
The people at L&K.
I knew you was going to say that.
2 years ago, I was invited to my first Friday night slosh.
Okay.
And they have a meeting, get together every first Friday. Typically this week, this next one's going to be in the second. Yes.
Yeah, we plan on coming this Friday.
But sadly, this is going to air after.
Yeah. Way after.
Well, who will have already been there and gone?
Truth. The sloshes typically are just a meet and greet. People can use their street name or their alternate names or whatever they choose and just be whoever they want to be. I was invited by a friend, and I went and I met the nicest group of people.
Right.
Everybody's friendly and kind of weirdos like me. It was nice not to just be a full normie crowd.
Right.
And that night I met my best friends, Cynthia and Chris, and I hung out with them for the last 2 years. Some of my best friends in all. Well, that night I also met Sparkle Moonbeam and the rest of the crew over there. And as a result, it was a lot of fun to just get to know these people. I did something with them 2 years ago that I had never imagined I would do as an adult, but I went to an after party after going out. And we went to Sparkle's house and we all just hung out. And I was like, what do all these kinky people do afterwards?
Right.
And we sat and played karaoke or did karaoke and played games. And I was like, oh, this is really nice. You're a bunch of really neat people.
Right.
And
It's a wide variety of people too.
yes.
That's the good thing about it.
And then within that, getting around, going to the Sloshes more often, going to the coffees and cocktails, the Munches, it was really neat. I got to know everybody a little bit more. In the process, L&K was going to create a dungeon. Their space that they had been in needed to grow, so they went to a new space. I'm a carpenter by trade, and so
Did you build some of it that we got to use and see?
worked on the bathroom.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. And that was it. And there was a whole group of people that went over there. But to be able to go over there and take care of some of the harder, challenging things, the plumbing, the framing, the other stuff, I just get to do it. And then once the dungeon opened, we went over there to experience it. I'd never been, but that's a unique experience in itself. And that's the voyeurism. I'm going to watch because that's wild.
Right.
It's I never, but in the process of that dungeon time, that's when Sparkle was talking, and we said, what would it take to put on a show at Kinktasia?
Got it.
And so Sparkle just went at it, and it didn't stop until we got to the point where we were able to do that show. And so it was fun to be able to learn my experiences through the dungeon, through going to the private parties. I haven't participated as a scene in comparison. I go and watch and support my friends and learn more about human nature and everything that's involved.
Right.
Some people love that. It's exhibitionism, just the same, smaller crowd.
Yep.
And to me,
we do.
Yeah.
We don't do it. I mean, a lot of our BDSM activities are public, not private.
Yeah.
We do stuff at home, but if we're going to be pulling out all the things, it is because A, we want to introduce people into it in the right way. And B, because we want to put on a show. We want you to look at that and go, either what the hell is happening, or man, that looks awesome.
Yep.
I want to do some of that. Right.
Yes.
Right. All right. So,
And that's where, and I'll only touch on this a little bit, but that's where they also were tying. And learn watching rope for the first time and watching Spanx for the first time. And I was always like, okay, everyone's got their thing. And I just wanted to take it all in.
Right.
And that was a place where it's safe
Yep.
to, because everything is taught and you're watching with consent. And it's a safe place to explore what goes on.
Right.
And it is a place, like you said, you've met some of your closest friends, and we've done the same, because within the lifestyle, whether it's a club or the dungeon or L&K, these are people that are more like us than if we go to a bar and sit at a bar all night. We may not talk to anybody, but you walk into any of these events and people are like, hey, hi, I'm Lady Dee. It's so nice to meet you. Why are you here? You know, it's a totally different world.
Was there anything at the dungeon that you've seen that intrigued you, that made you think, I want to do that, or I want that done to me? Any curiosities that popped up in your head?
Yeah, the purple electricity getting.
Oh, the electric wand?
Yeah,
We
I
have
like
one.
that. Yes. Okay.
We have one. We could show it to you
Yes.
privately
Yes.
and with consent, and not, you know, it doesn't have to be a show or performance, but you could feel it. And that's one of the things Master Nick introduces people to.
That is a crowd favorite. Anywhere we go, the minute the electric wand comes out, it's like, oh my God, I want to feel it. I want to. So, most of the time it's just people feeling it on their arms just so they can say, I felt it. And then so they can think, do I want to feel that anywhere else on my
Now,
body?
there's been a couple of men that have requested right on the balls.
Yeah.
And he will honor that. I'm willing. And
if
the
you
one
want
guy,
your balls zapped, I'll zap your balls. There was the last demo we done. There was 3 guys came up and wanted me to get the head of their dicks. I was like, pull them out. I'll zap them.
All right. That's what you like.
The one guy's like, he started hopping up and down, and it was like, and then he came back.
He came back later, said, do it again.
Do it again.
It's like, okay.
All right.
But yeah, so electric wand usually does get a lot of people's curiosities going as far as, what does it feel like and all this. And I do not like the electric. I do not like being shocked. I hate static electricity. I hate all of that. So the minute I get shocked, you hear it. I start cussing. I throw shit. But most people really enjoy the feel of it. I've got like the whole set. I've got very, very low light intensity all the way up to holy shit, that hurts, you know,
Yeah,
and it's
and
building your way up to that, you know, and some people don't get that far and they're like, okay, I'm good. That's enough for me, you know.
but if you do enjoy it, it's something you crave when you don't have it, because it just feels like a massage almost for people who like
Yeah.
it. And then when the intensity gets ratcheted up, it's like a massage with fingernails
Yeah.
scraping at you.
And
So
some people describe it as like feeling like getting your tattoo. So people that love getting tattoos, there's one electrode that feels just like you're sitting in a tattoo chair.
and it goes like some serious intensity changes. I'm just saying, you can go from, oh yeah, that's so nice. I mean, there was this weekend, I said to Master Nick, I'm like, totally green in the most respectful way. I didn't go green.
Yeah.
I said, it's totally green. I barely can feel that.
So I
So
had to-
he
I
had
had
to
to
up
amp
it
it up.
up. But I said, could you find something in between green and really close to yellow? Like, is there something in between, Master Nick? Because he went, okay, let me pull out this one.
Yeah. If you're not feeling that one, you're going to feel this one, and it
Yeah.
was a bit too much.
It was a bit much,
But it was fun.
It was still fun.
All right, yeah. So we'll definitely have to check that out then. So, anything else? Did you like the rope? Do you think you could ever see yourself tying yourself up and suspending while
part of your
doing
burlesque?
Not at all.
In case you didn't see that,
He
he's nodding.
He's
at
nodding
us.
yes and going, not at all.
Not at all.
Brilliant. I love that.
I'm like, Liz, I'm nodding along with you. Oh, cool. Not at all.
The patience that it takes to be tied or to tie is incredible. I need a fast forward button on all that.
Yeah,
I have, I don't know. And so it's fun to watch. To get tied up is fun. I think at one of the munches, I got tied to a chair. Everybody's watching. They're like, oh my gosh, wild. Like, ooh. And to me, it's fun because it's the ideas behind it. That, can you really get out? Probably, but actually no. But like, it's fun. And that was exploring. So that, in just the fact of bondage in it, is fun. The artistry that goes into it.
Oh, yes.
I think you all know Snap Ginger.
Oh, yes.
They're going to be doing incredible performances at Kinktasia, and the level that they all perform at is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And so to me, I watch that instead of trying to get into it in comparison. So
Well, I really want to get into it, but gosh, the amount of time it takes to learn it. You have to be consistently doing it, just like your burlesque and what you're doing. I have a podcast. That's what I have.
what you do.
She's acting like it's all hers.
Oh, I mean, Master Nick, my wonderful
That's
partner
better.
in crime, has a podcast, and I agreed to participate. And so it takes us a lot of time. So I bought all the rope and I play with it, but I'm not even close to where I should be 6 months in or 7 months in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharing my rope with my friends and say, tie me up, please, because I would love to dedicate the time, but it's going to have to be when I retire from podcasting.
We've taken several classes, and you mentioned Snap Ginger. We had met her at a boot camp at last year's Kinktasia. We had her on our podcast. Our last demo that we done for Swinger Society, we'd done like 4 or 5 different demos for them. They would do a club takeover. They do a Friday night and a Saturday night. I think they were done like 5 times total. We've done 4 of those times. We've done demos for them. So this last time they asked was like, yeah, but this is our last round. It's time to find somebody else. We're pretty much at our limits.
Yeah, we've escalated.
We've escalated each time, gotten better at something.
And this performance
This one, we went out with a bang. We had Snap Ginger to start off our demos with a solo suspension. She done it blindfolded. She gagged herself. She couldn't see, she couldn't talk, and she's suspending herself. And then we had Sir Dante and Zora do a wax play, do a wax demonstration. And then me and Lady Dee came out and done an impact, all in about a 40, 45-minute performance.
So it was a 3-ring.
It was a 3-ring circus demo, and it was their theme. Their theme was a circus theme. So we went with the the kinkiest show on earth, the 3-ring demo or something like that. So we went out with a bang, but it was great working with Snap Ginger during that, for her getting, everything set up, us getting the music played out. But yeah, we really like Snap Ginger, and we've seen her at the AFK Self-Tying Summit, which we have episodes coming up on that. All right.
That have already passed on that.
Yeah.
By the time this airs.
This comes, it'll probably be. Well, Dan, it was great having you here.
We're so thankful you came.
Talking with you, getting to know you better.
Wait.
We're going to, I know.
Okay.
Yep, you are correct there, Lady D. We have not talked about the surprise that we have for our
the
listeners.
2024
For the
Kinktasia.
2024 Kinktasia performances.
What?
That's coming up
Yay.
next week. Stay tuned.
Please follow, like, and share our podcast.
Make sure to visit thedomlife.com, where you can find pictures and other details about the Dom Life podcast. And through the Contact Us button, you can ask questions or provide recommendations for future episodes.
We want to explore your kink too.
Be sure to check out upcoming events to see where our adventures are taking us and our photo gallery to where we've been.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you had fun listening and learning with us.
Till next time, keep calm and remember your safe word.
Red, red, red.